Well, hello, hello, hello. Grab your beverage, pull up a chair, and let's chat a little bit about life. Is this not the cutest mug ever? I love this one. And it has little places that you can put your fingers to hold it. Super cute. A friend of mine, Sita, gave these to me. She brought them all the way from Austria. I absolutely love them. I haven't used this one in a while, so I don't know. I kind of feel like this polka dotty fun kind of mood today. And speaking of mood, I wanted to share with you some things that have been happening in the hopes that it'll help you with whatever's going on in your life. So, life works out for us. It always works out for us. And I was reminded of that in the last 24 hours. So let me share the story. Pull up a chair, get comfortable, because here comes the story. So, we are remodeling our bathroom. We have waited 12 years to remodel our bathroom, almost 13. And we finally pulled the trigger. We agreed on the layout. I found a contractor. Then I realized I needed some help. So I hired an interior designer. If you need one, she's amazeballs. So let me know if you need somebody good. I've got a great contractor. I've got a great designer. And I found the contractor back in the spring, and he said, it'd be a couple of months before he could get started. And then I realized that I needed some help. And so I said, let me get some help and get everything ordered now that you're getting ready to start. But my request was that we get the project done by the beginning to middle of October, because I had an event that I was planning. Remember? The Women's Empowerment Experience, and I had people gonna be staying here. And so I wanted it to be done. And he said, no problem. We're in the spring. No problem. No problem. And so when I hired Jackie, I expressed to her the desire to hurry up, because he was going to start the beginning to middle of September. And I needed to get all the stuff. I needed to get all the stuff. And she said, no problem. No problem. You seeing a theme here, right? So it took her 3 weeks to give me a design. We decided on the design, and then I found out that she's actually the person that goes and orders the cabinet. Well, it's taken 10 days to get to the point of ordering the cabinet. Whereas me, I would have just gone the very next day and placed the order. And I started, and then there was a special. She let me know yesterday that there's a special going on, and if I pay for it directly instead of going through her, that I will save a boatload of money, a number that she can't match. And I was like, well, that's really kind of you, saving me the money. And I could just call and give the credit card over the phone. But I really wanted to see the countertop, because that's the one thing I haven't been able to see. So I said, can I go to any location? And she said, no, unfortunately, you have to call the location that I did the order through. So if I'm going to call them, I might as well. I tried to go to the one that was closest to me, and they didn't have the cabinet. They didn't have some stuff. So I drive 30 minutes. I'm like, this was supposed to be my day off. I wasn't supposed to do anything. I was supposed to relax and read my book. And here I am running and doing and blah, blah, blah. I was like, and then I started to spiral. Do you ever do this? Because it was like, it didn't focus on the fact that she was saving me money. It went from, I hired her so I didn't have to run around and do shit. And now I'm running around and doing shit. And not only that, but my project has now been delayed because they said the cabinets won't be delivered for 6 to 8 weeks. And the contractor doesn't want to rip apart my bathroom before the cabinets are here, which I totally and completely understand. But that puts us closer to Thanksgiving and not in October. And so then I started to spiral and everything was irritating me, right? And I go and I drive the 30 minutes and I sit with this lovely, wonderful woman who is very patient and very kind. And in the end, I still couldn't decide what countertop. I didn't love any of them is really the issue. I didn't love any of them. And so I think that really was the issue, that I didn't love any of them. And so I was like, can I put a choice down on the order and then change my mind? She goes, absolutely. You can change your mind all the way until the cabinets are installed and they're coming to do a template. And that's when you need to make sure that you know exactly which countertop you want. Awesome. Got it. I don't have to make a decision today. I can go and continue to look. I can, have John weigh in, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I go to pay and I save over $2,000 on my order. It's like, wow, that's amazeballs. That's awesome. Not only that, but some of the things that my decorator had shared with me were not accurate. So the installation number that was shared was actually the cost of the counter plus installation. It was all included. It wasn't just installation. And one of the items that I wanted to, have in the cabinets that my decorator didn't think were available, lo and behold, was, and I got to add it. So that, I walked away and I was like, Amy, you know what? If we had done things on your timeline and you had gone the day after your meeting with a decorator, you wouldn't have saved the money. Amy, if, all of these things, right? And I started realizing that my timeline is just a guideline. I want to have it done, and I want to have it done sooner. And I want to have it done this year. And the contractor I have now, the decorator I have, the plans I have, the choosing of the items, except for the countertops, I have. So just relax. And I spiraled, and I was saying things like, well, now I've made plans for travel, and how are they going to install things when I'm not here, and who's going to be checking their work? And so I get in the car and I start having another conversation with myself. Amy, chill out. Everything happens in the time frame it's supposed to. Amy, you wouldn't have gotten this discount if you had done it on your timeline. Amy, it's okay. Amy, you'll find either the interior designer or it'll all work itself out. It always, always does. And even if it doesn't, I don't have any control over that. I can't go and personally assemble the cabinets in the shop, in the warehouse. I can't drive them to myself. I can't go pick them up in a U-Haul and drive them here. I'm going to have to let it go. So I let it go. This morning, I get a phone call at like 8 in the morning. I don't answer the phone. I'm like, I don't know that number. It's an 800 number. It's probably junk. It was the cabinet place calling me, wanting me to call them back. I was like, wonder what's going on there. So I called them back. They wanted to schedule delivery. It's like, well, that's kind of odd. 8 weeks out, 6 weeks out? No. Their earliest delivery for my cabinets is September 29th. September 29th, which means that the contractor can actually start this month. It's not going to go close to Thanksgiving. It's not going to, It always works out. This is a prime example of even when things are not on my timeline, that they are always on the right timeline for me. It's no different for you, my friend. It is no different. Whether you are looking for your soulmate or your dream home, whether you're looking for your perfect job or remodeling your bathroom, maybe it's not happening on the timeline that you wanted it. Realize that when you're working towards something, it's a guideline, not a timeline. And it'll guide you in that direction. But the actual time frame on which everything happens many times is out of your control. However, it's always in your best interest. God, Source, Universe, Divine is always working to fulfill our dreams, our hopes on a time frame that is best for us, even when we don't know it. So I just wanted to share that story with you because, look, you're not alone. I want things too, and I want things now. I wanted this done 12 years ago when it would probably cost me a whole lot less. But 12 years ago, I didn't know this designer, this interior designer. She wasn't even designing back then, right? If I had done things on my timeline, it wouldn't have been the same. And so just realize that everything is working out for your best interest, for your greater good, even when it doesn't feel like it. And also, another thing that really put things in perspective for me was this. First of all, even if it doesn't get finished before Thanksgiving, for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason, it wasn't meant to be. And thank God, I have 2 other bathrooms that we can use. And that is not the focal point of people being in my house. The focal point is the time spent together. And we will remember, regardless if this is, something that the bathroom is done and we remember it as, oh, remember how beautiful that bathroom was at Thanksgiving? Or in a shambles, oh my gosh, remember how we all had to stand in line for the same bathroom? It'll still be a cherished memory. And most people who come to my house aren't going to care. The only one that cares is me. And why stress? Why get anxious? Why worry about things that are out of my control, are going to happen? I am going to get a new bathroom. It is going to actually, happen this year, just not on my timeline. And I have to be okay with that. That's what I was saying. I was saying that later in the evening, I was talking to someone who shared with me, I hate when my hair does that. Okay. Who shared with me, this is the hard part about looking at yourself when you're doing this. You kind of see things like when your hair goes astray, and then that's annoying. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So I had this call last night with someone that really put things in perspective. And she shared with me that a gentleman that Harvard educated, a gynecologist, a doctor, who had retired, healthy as healthy, that hair is doing that again, healthy as healthy could be, right? I saw him not even, where are we? I saw him like in January or February. So what is that? Like 6 months ago? He was vibrant. He was energized. He was healthy. Found out that he has brain cancer and is going through chemo, but it's not looking good. And it puts things in serious perspective that we never know from one moment to the next how many days we have on this planet. And keeping that in perspective, does it really matter when my bathroom is done? No, it doesn't. It just makes me hug the people that I care about a little bit harder. It makes me enjoy the time that I have with my dog a little bit more. It makes me put things in perspective on what's really important and not the things that I'm giving importance to. Those things aren't really important. Whether or not my bathroom is remodeled isn't really important in the big scheme of things. Yeah, I want it. Yeah, I'm going to appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah, I've been waiting for it. But as important as I was making it, not really in the big scheme of things. And reminding myself of this allows me to put things in perspective. So maybe that thing that you're worried about or stressed about or anxious about, maybe think, is it really that important to be that stressed, that anxious, that worried about it? Nope. I don't know my expiration date. Chances are you don't either. So just best to live every day to its fullest and to lessen the stress, lessen the overwhelm, lessen the what's another word? Overwhelm, the stress, the anxiety. That who is making me feel that? Me! By imposing my own timelines, my own desires, my own wishes, my own, oh, I really want this, or this needs to happen today, or does it really need to happen today? Do you really need to send out that email today? Do you absolutely need to go to the grocery store right now? I'm sure that it might not be the best meal, but I'm sure that you have something in your freezer or something in your refrigerator or something in your cabinet that you can pull together. You can do breakfast for dinner. You can do eggs and a piece of toast. You can do something that's a little bit different, not what you had anticipated, so that you don't need to go to the grocery store. It's stress in our lives that is self-induced. And in this time when our health is deteriorating greatly due to the stress that we're putting ourselves under every day, most of the stress is the stuff that we're creating ourselves. It's not the stuff that's really happening. It's the stress that self-induced. Keeping things in perspective. I was stressed out yesterday, you guys. I was stressed. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to Texas for like a week. And then I'm going to Bali for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Who's going to watch them? Who's going to look after them? What if it's not done by then? What if? Is it the end of the world? No. Is whatever you're stressing about the end of the world? Really? Is it the end of the world? If you're 10 minutes late to an appointment, if you're in the car and you've spilled something on your shirt, is it the end of the world? You may feel embarrassed. You may feel uncomfortable. You may want to hide it, But is it the end of the world? Do you need to stress so much? I would just call out the elephant in the room. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, spilled coffee on myself in the car. Wish I had a new shirt. You want to trade? I would make a joke of it. Don't make it stress because it's killing us. The stress that we're imposing on ourselves is physically killing us. I don't want that for you. I certainly don't want that for me. And I will tell you, I am a queen of stressing out. And yesterday was a prime example not to do that. Shorten the window on stressing myself out because it's just not worth it. If I can't control it, I'm going to let it go. If I can't control it, I'm going to let it go. It wasn't meant to be. Look, I've got a stressful event coming up called Thanksgiving. Whenever we try to get our family together for Thanksgiving, my extended family, there's stress around it. I've got people that won't talk to other people. I've got people that won't be in the room with other people. I've got people that are trying to accommodate everybody that doesn't want to be with each other but wants people. It's stressful. It is stressful. The actions of others, how that impacts me, makes me sad, makes me stressed, makes me angry, makes me disappointed, makes me sad. But I still can't change what they do. So instead of getting stressed out about that, they're not going to change their mind. So instead, say thank you. Thank you. Because now I get to create a less stressful, a less drama-ridden Thanksgiving. Surrounded by the people that will make it fun and not stressful. Fun and not stressful. Right? God, source, universe, divine always works out for the best interest of you. I wanted to be with my extended family for Thanksgiving. That's not going to happen this year. It's not happened for 5 years. This was the year that it was going to happen. And now it's not happening. And yeah, I'm feeling all those emotions. But I'm also feeling and choosing gratitude because I was not supposed to be there. For whatever reason. Maybe it was for my own sanity and health because it would have stressed me out so bad. I can't control that, but I can control me. I'm not going to stress. I've stressed now for almost a week. I'm not going to stress anymore. Except, isn't there like a serenity prayer? Except, what is it? Change what you know you can change, accept what you know you can't, and have the mindset to know the difference. That's a paraphrase. I know that's not accurate. But I can't control that. So I'm going to accept it and not stress about it. I'm going to feel all the feelings. I'm allowing myself to feel all the sadness, the disappointment, the anger, the, all of it. I'm going to allow myself to feel all of it, and then I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to try and fix it. I'm not going to try and make it better. The way I make it better is to just accept that situation and create something that really lights me up. And I share that because holidays can be very stressful, maybe for you too. And maybe it's not working out the way that you intended. Not the way you envisioned, not the way you wanted, not the way you hoped for. And maybe it's for your best interest. So there you go. Whatever it is that's stressing you out, realize that you have the ability to let that go and to be less stressed. Nobody's going to do it for you, my friend. There isn't a white horse coming in to rescue you and make everything, you wave a fairy wand and poof, make everything that's stressing you out go away. It's your opportunity to let it go and to guard your calm, your peace, and don't allow things to stress you out. I'm working on it. I've let this stress me out for a week. Thankfully, I now have perspective. I've now had a reminder through this cabinet and this remodel to apply that learning lesson to this new situation and not let it stress me out. Will I miss everybody? Yeah, I will. But that's okay. I will create another opportunity to see everyone at another time, if that's what I truly want in my heart. Realize that maybe your holidays are that way too. Maybe you have individuals that are putting pressure on you, making you feel. Here's another thing that I realized. I didn't realize this until recently, so I'm going to share this with you. Did you know that no one can make you feel bad? I'm going to say that again. No one can make you feel bad. You allow them to do that. Look, it's like absolutely just pissing me off. It's like, I'm going to piss you off. Okay, look, I'll put this back here so I don't have to see it. Okay. Nobody can make you feel badly. You allow that. I'm not allowing people to make me feel badly anymore. Not going to do it. And living that life that way, I think, is going to be healthier. What do you think? Do you have people that pressure you and stress you out and make you feel bad when you don't do the thing that they want you to do? Are you a people pleaser? I know firsthand from that. But who am I responsible to please at this point in my life? Who? Me. I am responsible for my life. I am responsible for my happiness. I am responsible for my peace. And the only way someone is going to rock my boat is if I allow that. If I allow that. So I allowed that for a week, and now I'm not. I'm getting back my peace, and I'm accepting that which I cannot change, and I'm putting things in perspective, right? At the end of the day, it's important to be with family. Does it have to be on Thursday of Thanksgiving? Maybe we decide to do Thanksgiving in July. Everybody get together and do a Thanksgiving dinner. What I'm trying to say is think outside the box. I'm saying this to me, and it's appropriate because I'm looking at myself in the face. Think outside the box. It doesn't always have to be on a certain timeline. It's just a guideline. Maybe you can't have Thanksgiving with all the people that you want. People do it all the time. They have family Thanksgiving and then they have friend Thanksgiving. I do this, it's like friend giving or something like that. They think outside the box. Why can't I? I can. Why don't I? I will. Are you? Think outside the box on the thing that's stressing you out. If it's because society has deemed it has to happen this particular day, Poo-poo that. Who says that? There's Christmas in July. I know somebody that was born on Christmas and they were tired of celebrating on Christmas because they felt like they got gypped. Because people didn't give them as many gifts because they gave them gifts for Christmas, but then they counted them as for their birthday too. So you know what they did? They celebrated their birthday July 25th. So on my birthday, I'm celebrating my birthday July 25th. And then on Christmas, people still sang happy birthday. They still had a cake. But the celebration of your birth doesn't have to be on the day you were born. Some people celebrate it for an entire month. Right? Who deems these rules that we feel pressured and stressed to follow? Why can't we make our own? Makes us less stressed. Why not? I'm giving you permission to make your own rules, to lessen your stress, to not feel pressured, to do what's best for you. Because when we do that, we are better for everyone. I see. Hey, Geraldine. Thanks for joining. Hey, Jan. Yes, exactly. I hear you. Take care of ourselves first. Boundaries. Good morning. Oh, I'm so glad you guys joined me. Yeah, it's been an emotional week for me. Yeah, and it's come full circle. And if you didn't catch my story in the beginning when I get off, go back and listen because it'll put things in perspective about how I got to where I am and how I am going to super guard my peace. Super guard my peace. And not try and control things I can't control. And not stress because things aren't happening on my time frame, my timeline. Am I going to be perfect at it? Probably not. I've had 60 years of programming to be a certain way. Now, thankfully, because I'm married to a pilot, we have had to celebrate things on days that aren't the day, right? Whether it's our anniversary a week later or a couple days later and not on the day, or Valentine's Day, which, by the way, is amazeballs. Because what happens? The entire world is celebrating Valentine's Day when? The 14th. The 14th of February. So if you want to go out to dinner or you want to do, there's like the biggest wait, yeah, it's not fun. I would rather deem, I don't know, pick a day. It doesn't even matter what day. And you call it your Valentine's Day. And you exchange Valentine's cards if you want to. You can make Valentine's cards. If you're someone who likes to get flowers, you can get flowers on that day. We don't need someone to tell us that February 14th is the day that we show love for each other. We can choose whatever damn day we want. Same with any of these holidays. They're a guideline, not set in stone. You're not bad if you're not celebrating Valentine's Day on the 14th. And when everybody else is celebrating Valentine's Day and you're at home as a normal day, it's okay. It's okay. It's actually better. And it means so much more. You know, I don't know why. I've not done research. But it seems like not only does the card industry do this so they can sell cards, but sadly enough, our lives have become so busy that designating a day to slow down, take a moment to breathe, take a moment to acknowledge the people that we love in our lives, needed to happen to remind us to do it. But if you don't need to be reminded, I tell my husband all the time I love him. I do little things for him and he does little things for me that show our love for each other. We don't need to do it on the 14th of February. You know, maybe do it on the 15th of February. Maybe do it on the 13th of February. Less crowds. It can be right around that time. It doesn't need to be on the day. Same with Thanksgiving. There's lots of people that have Thanksgiving on Friday. Thursday and Friday. That's a lot of eating. But some people have it the week before. Right? Decrease our stress so that we can increase our life expectancy. Which brings me back to that story of that gentleman, that doctor that was so vibrant not even 6 months ago, who is now declining quickly. Don't stress yourself out about the small stuff, even though it feels really big right now. Putting things in perspective will show you that that big thing that you think is big isn't worth the stress, isn't worth the elevated blood pressure, the lack of sleep. Had it all over the last week. Got up at 4 a.m. to journal. Yep. Lack of sleep, higher blood pressure. Yep. Is it worth it? Doing that if I knew that it was going to lessen my life expectancy? Absolutely not. Did fretting and stressing change the situation? Absolutely not. So the sooner I can accept what is and create a lovely, wonderful, exciting, whatever, just get rid of that stress. We're walking around. Do you know, I don't know if you know this about me. I was under so much stress for 2 years that I actually blew my adrenal glands. Now, what does that mean? That means that I didn't have enough energy to get out of bed for almost 2 years. Nothing is a bigger wake-up call. Now, you may be saying, well, what was stressing you? I had all of the big life events all within 2 years. My father-in-law passed. I had a health scare. I moved from our family home. I stopped working a job that I had had for 10 years. I empty nest, menopause. Could it be any more? Any more major life events in 2 years? And I was a walking stress ball. I was so anxious and worried that my adrenals were overproducing to keep me in the status quo, and overproducing for so long that I depleted them. I don't want that for you. And I understand sadness and I understand stress, believe me. But to have it impact our health and lessen our life expectancy, put it in perspective. Whatever you're stressing about makes it seem so inconsequential, right? This bathroom will get done. I will spend time with the people I care about. Might not happen on Thanksgiving, but it will happen. As a matter of fact, my siblings, well, some of my siblings, if you know, I have a sister that lives in Malaysia, so it's really hard to get together with her, although I might be doing that soon. Stay tuned. My other siblings, we're getting together next week. I don't need to wait till November. And truth be told, those are some of the people I want to spend my time with. So everything works out for you, my friend, in the time that it's meant to be. And the sooner I can accept that, And the sooner you can accept that, the less stress and the more enjoyment our lives will be. And on that note, I hope that you find something that lights you up, that makes you smile, that you can take a big sigh of relief and let whatever is bothering you go. Journal, scream into a pillow, go for a walk, call that person and tell them. Don't hold it in. Let it all out so that you can process it and not spend any more time fretting over something you can't change, so that you can get into a state of joy, and let that be today. I hope that this message has really helped you. Things that I go through, I know that I can't be alone, right? We all have extended families. We all have the stress of the holidays. We all have pressure and expectations, whether at work or at home or extended family or put on by ourselves. And I hope that today is the start of an amazing day and a shift in the way that you see life. And I look forward to talking to you. When? I'll see you tomorrow. All right. You make it a great day. See ya.